Tate Smith with Heath Preston and Coach Luke Salmons. And Coach, let's talk a little bit about your team this year. Tell me how many players you got. And
we have around 60 kids. We have 19 seniors, so we have a good team. Good thing, so.
Talk a little bit about your team this year. You guys went to Eastern to camp. Talk a little bit about the camp and how that went down there.
Team camp was hard. We tried to really break them down. They were very confident, which is a good thing. They were a very confident team, and our goal was to really work them hard, push them to their limit, and they were pushed very, very hard. And it's a great bonding experience going to camp and stuff like that. So overall, it was great. We had one injury, but besides that, it was very good. We were very pleased.
That leads into my question, I guess. What's it like from taking a team that, you started off, this is your third year, and you started off your first year, and you only won one, they'd only won one game. You go in your first year and you don't win a single game, and now you're won 12 games. So what's the difference in taking a team and building their confidence up from 1 win, 0 wins, now to 12 wins? Now how do you keep that rolling?
That's the toughest thing, and that's your job as a coach, and that's the hardest thing. Week in, week out, or all the time. I mean, the psychological part, and I've mentioned it before to a bunch of people, but, they're different kids and they're kids. So, football a lot of times is second nature in what they do, but, we went 0-11 to 12-1. I mean, that was last year. So, we got to prove ourselves right now, and we've been preaching to the kids what nobody gives us respect. And, it's kind of like starting all over each year. Those same kids know how to win in a lot of ways. They've been winners, through youth league, middle school, and stuff like that. So a lot of them know how to win. It's just a matter of putting it all together and forming a team, and that's what we're trying to accomplish.
Is it a different approach to your team going? I mean, you do it a different way that if you got a team that hasn't ever won a game to a team that's, all these players now have won. They went 12-1 last year. Are they still on this high, or do you go at it a different way?
I take the approach every day the same. When we were 0-11, we were still preaching the same stuff. When we were 12-1, we were still preaching 12-0. We were still preaching the same stuff. I think you got to stay true to what you are and who you are. We preach be physical, play hard, and all this, the little things, and we never get away from that. We still try to stay true to that because, like I said, these guys haven't did them. Some of them were part of a good team last year, but a lot of them haven't played on Friday night. So it's one of those things where, you just got to keep pushing them, and every week, every day. So
that's the most impressive thing that I saw, Coach, was when I first came up here, watching your team work out.
Yeah.
And the workouts you put them through, and I can tell you right now, I know I couldn't go through it.
Yeah.
But what all did you do this summer? You had a workout program that I'd never seen before. Can you talk a little bit about that and what you've done to build their strength?
Yeah. Overall, a lot of high school teams around, anywhere that I've been associated with, they train just, lift and get stronger and stuff like that. But, I think that's where we beat a lot of teams in the weight room and overall working, because you can't just have a mindset of doing this and being slow paced and then turn it on Friday nights. You're going to practice and work and compete on how you, do that in practice. So, we try to compete, just like, winning and losing. In the weight room, we have a winner a lot of times and a loser. It's just like on Friday nights. You're going to win or lose. So, it teaches the kids how to compete and work hard no matter what you put them through. So when they go on Friday night or they go through practice, games should be easy. They've been through struggles, they've puked, they've been through all the things that's hard. So that's the approach we take. There's no dead time. It's kind of like a football game. You got to go. You're not feeling good, you got to go. So that's kind of how we approach the weight room.
You lost a lot of key players from last year's team. Ben Preston, Shane Pack, just to name a few. Tell us how you replace players like that on your team this year.
Oh, it's tough. Ben went on to college. Shane's to college. We had 4 or 5 kids, who could have went to college to play. So it was a good group of kids, and that's what made our success was the senior class. So that's why we're excited. We have 19 again this year. My first year, I think we had 4 or something like that. So it means a lot more to a kid when they're a senior. They know it's their last time. So it's hard to replace those kids. So, when you put another kid in, like, Cole Cyrus will play where Lucas Frazier did. He hadn't played, but he is very talented, and we expect him to be just as good in a lot of ways, or somewhat better. So, but like Ben, he was a 3 or 4 year starter. It's hard to replace a guy like that. So we just got to make sure we're solid enough to where it ain't a weakness for us, and I think it is. I think we're pretty solid. you know, without the seniors, you know, I don't know, it's just different. You know, we're a different team without some of them, but that's part of coaching. We got to adapt, and you know, that's spring ball is the first thing I told my coaches. We're not the same teams that don't think the same way. We got to be different in a lot of ways. So don't expect to just give the ball to Shane 20 times or 25, and we're going to have to find a way to get Hunter the ball or Caleb the ball in different sets and stuff like that. So we got to be different.
Well, we were talking earlier, and you said that you thought you had 6 solid backs that you could give the ball to anytime and gain yards and work them in and out, and that's just a huge plus.
Yeah.
And what else do you have from last year, or that's coming up that's kind of your biggest surprise that you think's going to really take off this year?
Running back wise?
Yeah.
Well, like Hunter, you know, he's 15, 20 pounds heavier. He's faster. He's a great vision. He's our best back. I mean, he's one of our, you know, the best players in the area. Caleb Bentley, he's very physical, runs hard. He's a different type of back, but he runs like he's 220 at times. He's just, you're going to have to hit him. Jake Barkham's just solid. He runs hard. He played a lot for us last year. All 3 of those guys had a lot, you know, played a lot of time. And plus, we run the same offense and do that, so they know what to do, and we just keep working them. And then you got Turner O'Brien. He ran against Paintsville last year. Had, I think 2 carries for 75 yards. So you know he's very talented too. We just need to keep him on defense a lot more than offense. But we got Eric Quillen. He's 210-pound fullback. So those type of guys. I mean, and what makes it so good is we can rotate them and work them. We try to start practice like that, so we don't even come together as one unit until about last week or so. So everybody knows what to do, and you know everybody gets an opportunity. So I feel comfortable playing a lot of kids. Lance Clay's another one. He's fast, athletic. So you know, I think a lot of it has to do with the scheme. You know, because they know what to do. They might not be as good as the guy in front of them, but if they know what to do and they can execute, they might get 5 instead of 20, but they're still capable.
You'll take 5 all day long, won't you?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a quick break. We'll announce our sponsors, and we'll be right back to talk a little bit more with Coach Luke Salmons. We'd like to thank the fine sponsors of the Levi's Laser Sports Show: 3 Rivers Medical Center, Kirk Law Firm, People's Security Bank, Walmart of Louisa, Louisa Sporting Goods, Mike Hogan, Attorney at Law, Joe Young, Insurance and Real Estate, Home Federal Savings and Loan, Hostetter's Trophy and Plaque. Be sure and stop by and tell all the sponsors you saw their ad on the Levi's Laser Sports Show. Back, we're here with Coach Luke Salmons. I'm Tate Smith, beside Heath Preston. Coach, let's talk a little bit about your scrimmage. You had a scrimmage last weekend. Talk a little bit about that. Huntington High came in, and Perry County.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about what you saw in the scrimmage that you liked and stuff that you need to improve on.
Huntington High and Perry County. Huntington, there's kind of 2 different teams. Huntington High's second-year guy. He's trying to get things going. Perry County, very talented, a lot of skill players. I mean, they're bigger than us up front. They were going to be a solid team. But overall, it was good. I thought we played well. I thought, you know, we started a little bit sluggish, and I thought we were physical, you know. And when you go back and watch film, it's one block, you know, just stepping wrong and stuff like that. So overall, it was just little things. It wasn't like we got dominated or we dominated everybody. It was a good scrimmage, and that's what you want. You know, we tried to set it up to where we got a good look from Perry County, and we knew that they were going to be good. So it was good overall. The kids played well. Just got to get better, and that's what what we told them. We're not nowhere we should be, but that's why you scrimmage, and we're not playing games. So hopefully we corrected a lot of those mistakes going into this week. So.
Did you see one side of the ball or other that you needed to improve on?
No, I mean, not really. Overall, it's just like technique and little things. I mean, those guys get used to hitting the same guys, and they're used to maybe cheating a little bit, even defensively, if they know our plays. It's a little bit harder to run the ball and stuff like that. So, no, not really. It's just overall. We got to continually get better, and we got 5-6 weeks to get better, because when it counts is in the district and stuff like that. So that's our goal, is to win the district, but we got to get better each week, and we got time.
What about your new additions? You got a couple new guys in. I know the one big guy from West Virginia, Taylor. He came in, and he just looks like a big aggressive player. How are they doing? How are they fitting into your scheme?
Good. Taylor will play guard. He's 230 pounds. He'll play where Ben plays. He's big, athletic, physical kid. We're blessed to have him. He's strong. He'll play college, football. He's, one of those kids who loves the game. So he studies it. He wants to be good. That's what he wants to do. So we're blessed to have him. And then Kyle Crum also, he's from Lawrence County, used to be here. He's a great athlete. He'll play split end, play corner. He's very athletic, 180 pounds, 6 foot. So, those two kids are very important to us. It was great that they moved here. I mean, it was just good as a blessing. So.
Okay, Coach. You got Paintsville coming up tomorrow night, first game of the season, and last year you had Paintsville, first game of the season. Come out of there with your first big win, 54-20, and talk a little bit about their team up there and what you expect from Paintsville.
Well, Paintsville wanted to play us. When we went 0-11, my phone was ringing off the hook. We want to play you. We want to play you. So they expect to win. I mean, that's what we preach our kids. Are they great? I don't know. I mean, they got a pretty good offensive line, good quarterback. We just got to play our type of football, and we got to get better, and that's our goal this week. We got to win, and everything else is second. But I just think we got to continually get better. Paintsville. I mean, are they? I don't know. We'll just wait and see what they got. I don't know. I haven't seen a whole lot of them. They played Paris, and they put it on Paris pretty good, but they got to come here, so we'll see.
They ran quite a bit of spread last year. Do you expect to see the same thing this year?
They'll run some spread. They run a lot more eye and stuff like that, and option, but a little bit more tight end sets. Their running backs aren't as skilled. In my opinion, their line is very strong. I mean, for them, I think that their line is they were 3 or 4 kids back from last year, and I thought their line was pretty good. Their backs aren't as good, like I said, but overall, I mean, if you got a good line, you move the ball, you got a chance. So.
Yeah, they lose Daughter. He's a senior last year, but he was a heck of a player last year for them.
Yeah.
Coach Hayden, he's grown. He's gone to camp all summer. He looks like he's really improved. Can you talk a little bit about what his biggest improvements are and how you feel? Do you feel like this year you can open the ball up and throw it a little bit more? And how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, last year, like I said, a sophomore quarterback, we're not going to put too much on him. I mean, if you got a great running game, he got better as the year went on. He had a good year, actually. But this year, he dedicated himself to the weight room. He worked really hard. He's about 20 pounds heavier. Grew a couple inches, went to a couple camps. Worked hard with Coach Skinner, and then he just always works to be a better quarterback. He'll have a great year. I'm very confident in Hayden. I feel like last year I was always worried. In some ways, you don't want to put him in a position to make a bad play. Now this year it's going to be more of you're expected to make the plays because he's a junior and he's capable of handling that, and he's smart, and he's intelligent, and so he brings a lot of different attributes that you can't teach in a quarterback. I've seen that since he was younger, whenever I was in middle school. But he just has it, at quarterback. Leader, call the plays, get him in and out of the huddle, knows what everybody's supposed to do, and has good fundamentals, so he's going to be really good for us.
Coach, you mentioned Coach Skinner. Is coaching staff pretty much the same as you had last year?
Yeah, Coach Barnett went on to get his master's, but besides that, it's Coach Cecil, Coach Skinner, Coach Alabella, Coach Bruce, Coach Bobby. So it's the same group of guys. Coach Priest. So it's the same group of guys, and that's great in that way. You're going to lose one here and there, and maybe one here and there, but if you keep the same group together, it's good because you're preaching the same stuff year in, year out. So, we try to keep it consistent. Every year is a challenge at times because some of those guys ain't from here, and they want to be here, but things change, and that's how it is. So it was a blessing just to keep them all together, and it's good for our program. So.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on the show, and hope to do this every week with you and get your ideas of the last game and the upcoming game coming. And good luck tomorrow night, your opener against Paintsville. Everybody come out to Luke Varney Memorial Stadium and check out the Lawrence County Bulldogs versus the Paintsville Tigers tomorrow night at 7:30. And everybody come out and watch it.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Good luck.
I'm Tate Smith, Heath Preston, and Coach Luke Salmons.
Thanks,
Coach.